Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked?
And give it up for
100%.
Alexandre. That was our mic test, but he aced that. I can't do those acting script preparations.
Lots of practice.
Wow, it's crazy. For soccer, you warm up your body. For acting, you act up by reading stupid scripts. It's kind of funny. Okay, so today we're going to introduce him right after this intro. The 1%. So today I'm here with my cousin Alexandre.
What's up?
I think it's Alexandre. I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
French. Recording in English. He's smart. He's about to graduate uni in computer engineering. So same program as me, but I'm in college. So we can talk about whatever we want. Engineering, computer stuff, cars, guy stuff.
The cool shit. So
I hope you guys like him. He might come back often.
Or not if I fuck it up.
Or when my friends move away for uni, he's gonna be my only friend left.
That's kind of sad.
That's what I was gonna say. Okay, so today I saw a really cool video on YouTube. Not today, this week.
What'd you see?
I saw a Rover video. It was about baseball.
Classics.
So I don't know much about baseball, but apparently there's a coach at third base that does all these crazy signs with his hands. That does all these crazy signs with his hands, and apparently it directs the players if they should run to steal a base or stay at their base.
Isn't that cheating or?
Apparently it's legal. I think it's part of like the MLB and stuff like that. So he made a video about machine learning. So he filmed all the signs and wrote some machine learning code, and with his AI he was able to solve if the guy would run or steal a base. Isn't that so cool?
Yeah, that's pretty cool actually. He's able to predict that. There's actually some good patterns there that the AI can follow. And that's pretty cool.
That's the thing that interests me the most about tech, and we can use it in like everyday stuff for sports. That mind blows me. Because usually you see it for like playing chess and boring stuff.
We're at that point. It's too easy now. You can use it for anything. Right?
Exactly. And it can get so advanced. So he made his own test. He made like 15 different signs, and then he had one of the signs, he like touched his nose, did something random like touch his eyebrows, and then let's say he touched his elbow. That was that was like the script, and then he had more dummies, and somehow his friend who was writing the script figured it out. That like mind blew me this week. Yeah, cool story. And also another thing. Oh, go ahead.
No, he's crazy.
You've seen him before?
The amount of stuff he's done, the amount of crazy thing. He's the only one that does this kind of intense stuff.
Quality, science, technology stuff.
It's engineering stuff. Like he pushes it to the max, right?
I love watching those on YouTube. Is he the one that worked at NASA?
Yeah, he worked at NASA for a while. Okay. Yeah.
There's like a few friends that do like the same type of videos. I get them kind of confused.
Yeah. I just know of Mark, but No, he's amazing.
It's crazy. He worked at NASA for 10 years, and he'd rather be uploading on YouTube now.
It's a lot more fun.
Like, try to tell your parents that a NASA engineer quit to post videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
They won't believe you. It's insane.
Yeah.
And also, Tesla this week, they released their Q2 earnings. They sold 95,000 cars, and that's the record. So they're catching up to like other brands of vehicles.
That's biggest quarter yet? Or?
Yeah, all time.
Wow.
They beat their quarters, so
that's good.
That's really good for them.
I thought it was going downhill for a while, but I guess picked it back up somehow.
With Tesla, I never know. It's always going up and down.
A little roller coaster there.
All the news are terrible, but the company is going in the right place.
Elon, he knows what he's doing.
Of course. We're talking about Tesla again 3 minutes in the podcast. Great. Also, I've been watching YouTube, and there's so much Minecraft now.
It's coming back,
and it's crazy.
What I heard. Yeah.
I stopped playing Fortnite 3 to 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Started playing Minecraft because I felt like it. And 1 week later, PewDiePie, Vanoss, they all started uploading.
Yeah.
So me and my brother jinxed it.
I don't know why this happens, but Fortnite is kind of dying. Apex is dying now, and now for some reason Minecraft is coming back.
And Minecraft peaked in like 2012, right? 2013, right before they sold it. That's crazy.
Exactly. Yeah, but I think that's gonna happen a lot there. That Minecraft's gonna come back in waves for a little while because it's such a classic game. It's the concept of it is so simple. You can do anything with it. It can become any type of game really. So the amount of content that creators can actually do with that very simple game is going to make it last forever.
That makes me so happy. So they've been releasing updates like every year, but it's all these small updates that added up to like all these new pets, all these new villages, all this cool stuff.
People kind of rediscover it, I guess.
Yeah, it feels different. There's like half the biomes are new and stuff. I watched my brother play all these new items I don't know, all these new blocks.
Yeah.
So we're actually gonna start a like hardcore series, probably me, my brothers, and then my cousins, maybe other friends too. Simon is gonna record it for YouTube and make a really cool montage. So we're super excited for that. I've watched hardcore for like 3-4 years ago, and it was like the coolest thing ever. And now we just thought about filming it. We set up a server today. Blues Fest is going on literally right now. 3 kilometers from our house. Logic is performing right now.
Yeah.
And we're here setting up a Minecraft server.
Priorities.
Talking to each other.
We're doing the real stuff.
I still can't believe it. So right after this podcast, I'll get all the Logic snaps. I wish I went, but I'm not really a concert type of guy.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, I like it, but there's a limit to
maybe
what
we
kind
should
of
go together sometime so we're both lost together.
We both can leave 5 minutes in at the same time.
It's pretty fun. Also, I've been listening like radio stuff and like YouTubers talk about like our generation, and compared to the old days, like literally one generation ago, I remember stories of my uncle getting beat by a belt in school.
Yeah.
And now in 2019, you make a joke that someone doesn't like, and you're in shit for it. I hate that about our generation.
Yeah, it's changed, man. People aren't a lot of stuff that passed that was kind of fine that we didn't pay too much attention to a few years ago. It's unthinkable now, and I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing yet.
I loved like the technology part of our generation, but just like 8th place trophies. I don't like that part.
I don't like that either. But
and I'm wondering, are we gonna keep getting softer, or is like next generation gonna realize it's wrong and like go back to beating?
I'm probably wrong, but we're getting pretty soft there. I don't think we can get much softer than that. I mean,
you think we're reaching the top?
We're pretty close to it. I think like some kids, I feel like they're living in sort of their safe bubble there, and I don't know. There are some advantages to it, but I think we're parents are kind of missing the point. But I mean, I don't know much about that. I mean, I don't think I have a good opinion. I don't think you should follow no kids yet, but I think it's gonna bounce back the other way. Like we're gonna get to a point where we can't get softer than we are. So the real stuff is gonna pop up. Hopefully, it gets better. But I mean,
I'm hoping the same too.
Yeah.
And I'm not a parent here, but I think the best advice for any parent is to let your kid do whatever they want. If they want to play, well, maybe not play Minecraft all day, but if they want to go outside and just kick a soccer ball the whole time, if they want to always be coding, you should always let them be the happiest they can be. And I think that's the best way to raise a child. Like, even if you want to discipline them, I think the best way is to letting them go free, let them fall off a swing, hurt themselves, and they'll learn from that. And I think like that's how they'll be happiest, that's how they'll be successful in life.
I mostly agree with that. There's a limit to that though. You can't let them do everything they want, right? They're a kid, they don't know what they're doing.
They can't cross the street without looking.
Exactly. Stuff like that. You have to guide them in the right direction, I think, but your guidelines have to be not loose, but they have to be guidelines. They have to remain guidelines, I think. They can't become strict rules or strict barriers there. The kid has to have some freedom, but Yeah,
that makes sense.
That's how they grow, I guess. But again, don't listen to me. No kids yet.
In a few years.
In a few years, maybe.
Or
hopefully.
At 30.
Yeah.
I'm
we'll
thinking
see.
at like 30.
We'll see. Yeah, whatever.
Not in a rush right now.
No rush. Yeah.
Start a business, and then once you make it, then you get kids.
Once you have so much passive income, you don't even have to do anything. Yeah, it's a good time.
There you go. Retire before getting kids.
Yeah.
Imagine
life
that.
goals.
So I heard at work, I have a black friend that told me they now make black Band-Aids.
What?
I'm not fucking
Wow.
with you.
Yeah, I
know
mean,
Band-Aids
it makes sense.
have been beige for like hundreds of years or what? They make them black now.
Yeah, why not? Makes sense.
You think they sell that? You think it's a marketing move, or you think people got offended? And I
think maybe probably the reason they're making them now is because people got offended, but I don't think it's a bad thing, right?
I'm sure that's what happened.
It's just a color for manufacturing, right? It's not very difficult for them to do it, and if it makes it blend in with every color, why not? Why not? There's nothing wrong with that, but I think you're right that someone got mad at some point, but I think it's a good thing.
I think that's kind of crazy, but
yeah.
I mean, I think it's a good idea. It's like the Domino's ad. Remember when they painted potholes? They filled up potholes and then they put their brand on it.
Yeah, yeah.
And apparently it went on all the news like nationwide. Yeah. That's a smart marketing.
Good marketing stunt. And I mean, they're filling potholes and they get free marketing.
Complain.
Well, it's not really free, but it's good.
Great value. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever had any crazy dreams? Like, when you were young, what's the craziest dream?
Oh,
Have you ever dreamed about Diablo or something?
Oh, I did. I dreamt about, I was playing one game, and I got an item, and I remember equipping it. It was Diablo 2 there. I got an armor.
Okay.
I equipped it, and then it became a whole other game, and I couldn't stop playing that new game. I don't even remember what this new game was. I just remember that it was so good after equipping that piece of armor that I got entirely consumed by this new imaginary game. It's kind of fucked up, and I'm 100% serious.
One piece of armor. New game.
Yeah. I saw the whole screen changing, and it became something different.
That's pretty cool.
It was messed up, and for some reason, I've had that dreams like, I've had that one dream about 10 years ago, I think, and I still remember exactly how it happened. Yeah.
So you were like 9 years old playing Diablo?
Yeah. Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's rated M, I think, so 17 plus, because there's a naked chick at some point and a lot of blood, but I mean, it's a good game.
That's fair. I think my weirdest dream is when I was like 7-8 years old. I would dream like so many nights in a row. It was like the little boy that cried the wolf story. So I'd just go in some field and then some wolf would eat me and I'd wake up as soon as I get woken up. And it happened like 10-20 days in a row. I don't know why.
I don't know. Some people think it's a sign
in life.
Probably. I don't know. I mean, a lot of my dreams lately have been me dying somehow, so I might have to look into that.
That's not very good.
No, I mean, I'm not dead yet, so it can't be that bad.
I don't think growing up was like that much of a struggle for me. I still dreamt about dying.
I mean, maybe it was a good thing. I don't know.
Maybe it made me stronger. Now I'm not scared of wolves.
Yeah. Yeah, now you're not scared of wolf, but when you see one, you won't be scared.
I know they don't.
You won't save your own life.
I've genuinely been scared of the dark till like 2 years ago. You know when you're in the basement?
2 years ago?
Until like 16. Wow. I would turn the light off and be scared and run up the stairs. And then one day I told myself to stop being a little bitch.
Yeah, and it worked.
And I'm like, no one's gonna attack me. There's no light.
Yeah. I was scared of the dark too, but it stopped. Like I was, like, I don't know, 3rd grade, something like that. I remember I was kind of, for me, it was kind of humiliating, you know. I didn't talk about that, but I was really scared, you know. I'd sleep with, almost the lights on, but at some point it just kind of stopped. I don't know why.
Sleeping with lights.
Yeah.
My embarrassing thing in school was probably around like grade 1 or 2. I'd pee with my pants down, and one day one guy asked me like, "Why are you peeing in the stall?" And I said like nothing, just for fun or something. Just
for fun, you know.
And then I learned how to pee properly. That was a good time.
I mean, first grade, right?
Yeah,
you're still pretty young. So.
6, 7 years old. I don't know. Maybe it was.
I still have pissing problems sometimes. So
it was in Kingston, so I think I was grade 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my problem.
Great.
Good.
That's not so bad.
You know what mind blew me yesterday?
What?
Spell out the number 1.
O-N-E?
Spell out the number 3.
T-H-R-E-E?
Yeah. What letter do they have in common?
The E?
Yeah, and spell out every single odd number in the alphabet.
In the alphabet?
In the world.
C?
Every single odd number, if you write it down, has an E in it.
Yeah.
You try 5, F-I-V-E,
yeah.
7, 9,
yeah.
11.
But the even numbers don't have any, something like that,
do
right?
they? I'm not sure.
Oh no, 8 is an even number. There's an E.
Isn't that crazy? Who made the alphabet? It wasn't God.
I don't know.
Romans?
No, I don't know. Someone
British people.
The Latins somehow they thought about all that stuff, but I don't know how their numbers were. Actually, did they have numbers like the?
Oh
the
no,
Arabic?
they had their own numbers.
Yeah. They had. Well, no, they had the Roman numerals at some point, but
yeah.
I mean the how do they call it? The Arabic numbers. The ones we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, those came
called like
later.
That? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So
interesting.
When I don't know how the naming of them happened.
Yeah.
It was later on once we already had some sort of language developed. Yeah. So it came from a weird spot, but I don't know anything about that.
And since you have a programming background, like numbers are base 10.
Yeah.
And it's kind of crazy. Why did they land on 10? Like if everything's a multiple of 2 and stuff.
I don't know. There must be a reason for that.
Yeah,
but
I'm wondering.
Yeah, there's for sure a reason for that, but
maybe they saw their fingers and they're like, oh, I have 10 fingers.
Actually, it makes sense. That
if they started counting on your fingers, and it's like a progression.
Yeah, and then they discovered 0, and then everything started making sense. So yeah, it's probably. I think you're right. Probably because of your hand, and then we kind of. And now all computers work around the fact that base 2 works the way it does, right? So
the way that you carry over a number and then start over. Yeah. And it keeps track of it.
Yeah, math it's magic.
I have an interesting question for you.
Yeah.
So I'm not a big fan of breakfast. I feel like there's only like one option. It's like eggs and bacon. But I've heard people say breakfast is their favorite meal. What's your favorite meal?
I think it is too. It is my favorite
breakfast
meal
your
too.
Favorite
meal.
Yeah. What do you usually eat though?
I do like you said. The classic eggs, bacon, any kind of meat I can get.
Really?
But the thing is, I don't do it all the time, right? So when I go to work, I wake up, I don't have breakfast, I hop in my car, I get there, and most of the time I don't eat
quick
anything.
Bread, cereal.
No, nothing.
Nothing.
Sometimes I take a coffee, and there's usually some vegetables lying around. Like I eat it.
Eat them quickly.
Some carrots or a piece of a cucumber or something like that. That's my breakfast, but. When I wake up late, like during the weekend or whatever, I always try to do a solid breakfast. I crack a few eggs.
That's good.
Yeah, so
I love the typical egg and bacon breakfast, but I feel like that's the only thing you can cook.
Agree.
Because the rest is like pancakes, toast, cereal.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's a bit repetitive. So I just feel like dinner or lunch, there's way more options.
Yeah,
so
of course. Yeah.
If I only had one meal.
Yeah.
I wouldn't get bored at all.
We kind of restrain it, right? We only consider a certain set of foods breakfast, but really you could eat anything. And if you go look in different cultures, they have a lot of different options for breakfast. They eat different stuff. They work differently. So I guess we're just kind of restraining it. So if you don't like your breakfast options, eat anything. Eat pizza or I don't know. Eat a burrito. I mean,
I've ate lunch leftovers for breakfast sometimes just to not cook it. But do you think there's like health benefits to why we eat breakfast?
No, I don't.
What is labeled breakfast?
I don't think so. I think I heard the opposite where.
Oh really? It's less healthy to eat only breakfast in the morning?
Or no, the things we eat for breakfast aren't necessarily the best, right? If you eat your heavy, like you eat eggs, bacon, and some potatoes there, it's not the most nutritious meal. I mean, you get a lot of protein, you get a lot of carbs, but I mean, you don't get like your vitamins and stuff. So, or you eat a bowl of cereal. I mean, besides the milk that's in there, and even the milk is kind of questionable in terms of health.
Yeah, who knows now.
But I mean, it's not necessarily the healthiest stuff we eat.
Okay,
so
I got it.
But if we started eating, like let's say you eat just fruits or just vegetables somehow in the morning, I mean, I think that's a good thing. You start your day off with some nutrients. It can't be bad for your health, right?
Yeah.
So I think we need to eat the right stuff, and it shouldn't, the fact that we're eating early shouldn't have any negative effects.
Just keep a healthy diet.
Yeah.
I used to think milk was good growing up. My parents would always feed you milk every dinner.
What is it?
The food pyramid.
Yeah,
got replaced like 2 years ago or something. They realized it wasn't.
And they removed the milk.
Oh, that's why.
You don't have to. I don't remember what it was, but you had to get a certain amount of dairy.
Yeah.
But the thing is it was sponsored or paid for by the milk companies.
Oh my
god,
that's
why.
Insane.
Yeah. So that's why that's why the milk scheme. Kind of. Okay. There are some benefits to drinking milk, but the thing is it's full of fat.
It's kind of like bread. I used to think it was so healthy because that's what I would always get for breakfast, and then you realize. Like, it's okay. It's not junk food, but it's
still not the best.
It's not the best. Yeah,
if you eat whole grain bread, it's not so bad, but still, it's not. If you eat only bread, you won't be feeling too good.
Yeah,
but
that makes sense.
It's not as bad as eating fries or something like that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And usually, so I play soccer a lot and I run a lot. So usually I have a training for an hour and a half. I eat like a small fruit, maybe Gatorade, chocolate milk, and then I go running for an hour and a half. So I'm really hungry right after.
Yeah.
And I'm not hungry in the morning, so it works out perfectly. And I make 4 to 5 eggs usually.
Yeah, I do at least 4 too.
My mom talks me out of it every single time. She says it's unhealthy for you. And I'm wondering does she think it's unhealthy if I'm only eating eggs or just that amount of like one food is unhealthy?
I think a bit of both. I mean, if you eat the excessive amounts of the same food, I think you're restricting the amount of different nutrients you're getting.
If you have less diversity, you don't have all the micro, macros.
Exactly.
Like that.
I think that's why. So
makes sense.
You're eating a lot, and you're eating a lot of the same thing. There's a limit to how good. I mean, eggs are generally good, right?
Yeah.
Like most of it, besides the amount of fat that's in there, but
I still need to vary my diet.
Exactly.
So
everything
I try to
in moderation,
eat that,
right?
and then a bit of bread, a bit of a fruit or something on the side. But
exactly.
It makes sense. I don't blame her now.
Yeah. But I mean, 4 eggs is not so bad. I mean, especially if you had a little workout before.
I feel like 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I
checked the calories. It's like 80 calories each. So
it's not
5 eggs
not that
like
bad.
400 calories.
Yeah, and there's a lot of protein in there too. So I mean, a lot of your calories will come from that. So
nice.
This can't be that bad.
I had a crazy thought this week.
Yeah.
Do race car drivers? You know how you're taught to drive? If you have an automatic car, you have one foot for pedal and gas. You can't do both at the same time. Do race car drivers use one foot for each pedal and then just alternate? Or do they drive like us?
I don't know. I think they drive like us, but I think they shift with it's done for them, no? They have it on their wheel.
Oh, yeah.
They just press a
button.
Change
gears, but don't they have to accelerate and brake still?
I don't know.
Because I had a thought. I thought like maybe to improve their reaction time, they just keep both feet, the left foot on the brake, the right foot on the acceleration.
Maybe, yeah.
And then some people that drive like dumbasses, like try to do that with regular cars, and then if you press both,
but it's different. They know what they're doing. Actually, they might want to press both at the same times in some situations. I don't know why, but and there might be some advantage. But most people that are doing that drive with the both foots on the on both pedals, they don't know what they're doing. they clearly didn't learn from a reliable source on how to drive, and it's not good for the cars that we have.
Oh yeah,
right?
definitely not.
So no, I if they're trying to imitate race car drivers, I mean, they probably should get off the roads.
Yeah, it's not very safe, and I feel like if you try to accelerate that fast in a regular car, the seatbelt won't hold you back. If you're turning quickly, like as you're braking and you turn, you accelerate right away. I don't think
cars aren't made for that. You're not you'll fly off your seat.
Not safe.
Yeah.
So I like to bring up something I wrote in my journal for this week. Sure. I wrote sharing X story to X.
I don't know, man. You took some.
What does that mean?
You smoked something and you just started writing stuff down.
I'm so confused. Did I repeat X? Was I thinking about my ex while writing sharing story?
I think so.
I'm so confused.
I think so, because that makes absolutely no sense.
X. I would not want to share a moment.
Yeah, I think that's in the rule book. I think it's rule number 12 or 13. Is you don't talk about your ex with your girlfriend, and you especially don't talk about your ex with your other ex.
That's so funny. Unless it's a Model X, then you can talk to it.
Oh, you can talk about your Model X to your ex. Yeah, that's fine.
You got a new car called Tokyo.
Oh, yeah, I called it Tokyo, yeah.
It's not a Tesla, but it still starts with a T.
Yeah, so I guess it's fine, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the new Corolla there. It's pretty nice.
Toyota Corolla Sports 2020.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like the Corollas you see nowadays.
No, it's different. It feels kind of weird that it's written Toyota on it, because they changed it. It's not the classic.
It doesn't
Corolla.
feel like a cheap car.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Yeah.
That's really cool, because I got in. Like at first I thought it was just a Corolla. It was like good student car.
Yeah,
it's
classic.
Cheap.
Yeah.
It's economical probably, and then I get in, and the sports edition, the seats are like curved to your body.
Yeah,
it's so nice, and the stitching, there's like blue stitching going down the seats. It's so nice. It looks like a sports car, but it's a Toyota. Yeah.
It's crazy. That's what they were going for, right? So they knew the classic Corolla, it's kind of boring, right? But that's what they're going for. It's just classic, reliable, no nonsense. It's just a car. Yeah. It keeps running, right? That's what they were going for, but they realized that, I guess, if you expand your horizon a little and you start looking at other types of buyers, I mean, the young people, they buy their first car, they're not gonna buy something boring, right? You want to have a little fun, especially boys our age. You won't buy a normal Corolla just because it's a sensible choice, right?
You won't buy a car from an old grandma
exactly,
that passed away.
Exactly. Okay. So they realize you can get all the benefits from a Corolla, from a reliable car from Toyota, but you can still make it fun, right? You can still attract the younger buyers buying their first car, wanting something that, it's fine to go to work, do your things, but you can also use it to have fun on the weekends, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's nice.
So I think with everything that Toyota knows now, all the technology they have, everything, they're able to create that car that's kind of a good balance between, business and fun. And I think that's exactly what they did with the new Corolla.
And I like how the seats look really sporty, and also that you can change the gears on the steering wheel.
Yeah, paddle shifters.
I think that's crazy. Because I look at all my dream cars, McLarens, Corvettes, and those have paddle shifters. Yeah. And there's that on a Toyota.
Yeah, they changed fake gears, right? There's no actual gears in there, but still, it's pretty damn fun.
It just revs the engine faster.
No, it adjusts the CVT there. If you look up how CVT works, there's a little belt, and they change the ratio of that belt, like a bike does, but with a strap, like a metal strap.
Cool.
But there's no actual gears, so they're just kind of sticking to a ratio and changing it for it to feel like a classic transmission. But anyways,
I heard a fact about AI. We were talking about it earlier. When you sign up for new accounts or stuff on Google, they ask you the security questions where there's 9 pictures and it says pick the cars, pick the windows, stuff like that. I used to think it was for your safety to know it's not a robot that's operating the computer. But I heard that sometimes Google uses those to help their own software to develop AI.
Yeah,
so
for
since
sure,
it can't know what's a window, it asks a human.
Yeah.
And let's say you ask 100,000 humans, they're gonna have so much data.
Yeah.
And then they use that for their own Google cars or whatever in the real world.
That's
you
exactly
think that's
what they're doing. No, that's exactly what they're doing.
You know that's what they're doing.
I mean, I didn't see any facts, but it makes sense, right? I'm pretty sure that's what they're doing.
Do you think it's partly for security, or
it's both? So
it's both?
They have an algorithm, I think, that's going through all these pictures they have from Street View that they collected over a certain amount of time, and they have a primitive algorithm that picks up things that might be street signs, things that might be vehicles. And they're kind of having it pick up more stuff than less, right? They take as much hits as possible, and then you know that the image you're presenting to a user that's trying to log into a site, there's probably a vehicle in there. So I think what they do is they have, sometimes it's an actual image, they know that there's a vehicle in there, and they use that for security, for authentication on the website. And sometimes when they know the user is kind of trustworthy, when you go to a certain website a few times and they present you with a picture, you think they're trying to figure out if you're a robot or not, but really they don't really know exactly what's in the image. They know there's maybe a car, they don't know where it is, but they trust you. They think, okay, the user picked out these squares, we authenticated him a few times.
I find that so smart.
Yeah, I think it's brilliant because they're slowly training their neural networks, right?
Yeah, and they're getting so much information.
Yeah. And I think they're already using that. Like if you go to Street View, it can identify certain restaurants or stuff like that. Yeah. I think
pretty cool.
I think that comes from that authentication stuff, that captcha.
So the more user inputs you have, it narrows it down to be more and more accurate every time. And then they use that for other projects that are gonna help out humans in the future.
Yeah, for sure. It's just an easy way to gather so many data and still being secure. And
being like pretty private, not releasing like too much info, even if all the companies have our info now and stuff.
Exactly, yeah. I think it's brilliant.
I find like that's the reason why I want to work in AI. It's just
it's so cool.
Little facts I learned excite me so much. It's crazy.
And it's blowing up, Where it's just a few years ago we didn't have much AI knowledge. I mean, we had some primitive forms of AI. I mean, if you look back, you can see they're not. It depends on your definition of AI, but we have some sort of intelligence a long time ago, but only recently. Like in the last, I'm gonna say 5 years, something like that, 5-10 years, did we start to get
it's been able to be used
stuff
for useful stuff, like recognizing a cat, stuff that you could make a computer do for you.
Image recognition, visual recognition stuff is very difficult. It requires a lot of computing power, but if we train these neural nets that are very, very efficient at one type of recognition, we're gonna be able to accomplish incredible stuff, like we're already able to do, like with Google recognizing those restaurants and stuff like that. I mean, it's just gonna get better from here on out. I think
my plan is kind of like to finish college, so I'm in computer engineering. Do you think computer engineering is the perfect base I would need to master in artificial intelligence, neural networks? Yeah.
And if you really want to push it, I think computer engineering for sure, because you're able to, once you're in the field of computer engineering, you can kind of direct yourself wherever you want in terms of a specialty. But if you really want to push it, I mean, it doesn't hurt to study in neurology or the brain there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so.
Like in psychology stuff?
Yeah, not only psychology, but the actual chemical composition of the brain, right? Because we don't understand everything yet.
There's so much more to
learn, there's so much more to discover. So if we can push both at the same time, so if we're able to understand the brain at a certain point where we're able to replicate it in a computer, I think that's going to be... It might be dangerous, but it's going to be an incredible feat.
Yeah. Well, I trust Elon with anything.
Yeah.
But that's kind of like my master.
Man's on. He's on another level.
I think I like programming enough, and I think it's like the most useful degree for this day. Like if you graduate, probably, you're like 100% guaranteed a job.
Yeah.
And then from there, I could spend like a few years learning about AI because I want to.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to live. That's maybe why I'm so like pessimistic.
Honestly, I think it's one of the better fields to get into if like you say, if you want good chances at getting a job, any type of good paying job. Programming technology is great field for that, especially if you're able to recognize where to go for that, like the hot spots. I think you'll be fine. You'll never run out of work.
And I find it crazy how like the last generation, the best jobs was probably being a lawyer, being a doctor, and stuff like that. Yeah. But I feel like with programming, you can make programs that are gonna eventually replace doctors. There's already robots operated all the way across the world. Not completely replace them, but definitely
they're starting to.
It's definitely gonna be more useful than being a doctor 20 years from now.
Yeah.
Like it's not the first jobs that are gonna be replaced. It's gonna be truckers, stuff like that, people packing stuff. But in the future, I definitely think programming has more potential than high degrees.
I think so. I mean, it's gonna take some time before we replace like you say doctors and like more specialty jobs. For sure, it's gonna take a long while before we do that. But I think you're right. If you're a programmer, I mean. You're gonna get a lot of work.
There you go. And it's crazy. In like the 1990s, there was a huge programming boom, right? I heard stories like everyone would work like 80-hour weeks and programmers and stuff.
Yeah, it blew up, and I think it's still expanding. Right now, it's AI stuff. If you work in AI, I mean, you're gonna work some big days.
There's a bunch of like technologies expanding. There's like batteries. There's like artificial intelligence. Virtual reality, stuff like that. 5G is expanding.
5G, that's a big thing. That's a little complicated.
A lot of them. A lot of stuff that I could learn. I'm going to quiz you now.
Sure.
How heavy do you think the brain is?
A few pounds, I don't know.
What's your guess?
I'm going to say 5 pounds, something like that.
Oh, it's 3 pounds. You're pretty close.
Pretty close, yeah.
So that probably means you think you're smarter than you are.
Oh, yeah?
You thought
is
it was
that
5
what it
pounds.
means?
I don't know.
I think I have a bigger brain than average. No.
The heavier you think it is, the smarter you think you are.
I think it's 50, 60 pounds.
You're not that smart. Good mentor, but still not Elon.
Depends on the days there.
Not S-class, yeah.
Not on the weekends.
Oh, I just had my first moment where I was going to say something and I forgot. It's good. Pretty late. 35 minutes into the podcast and I had my first moment. Wow.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm improving.
You're getting better, yeah.
Oh, I can talk about the podcast. So after week 1, I got my logo design. So I had 2 options. I could make it for free on like Canva. I find it easier than Photoshop for something simple. Yeah. So I just put the 1%, a clean background, and I put a shadow. And then I thought that's not worthy of an amazing podcast. So I went on Fiverr. I've never tried Fiverr. Paid $23 for the whole template, and I got 6 logos with the revisions, and half of them look amazing. That's like the best $23 I've ever spent. I've been showing it off to all my friends so far. You guys are probably gonna see the picture.
Fiverr.com/the1%.
There you go. I wish we had sponsors. That's our sponsor for today, guys. Use Fiverr. I might honestly use it for an intro. Might use it for more stuff.
Send them an email. we need that sponsor money.
We got 12 views on our sponsor on our podcast. I'm gonna use my own referral code to save money next time. It's something I would do.
I mean, why not? You get some of it back, right?
Oh, there you go. That's smart.
Loopholes.
I'm so happy with Fiverr. And it's crazy. I read a book last year called The 4-Hour Workweek, and it was like introducing me to outsourcing and how the goal is not to work 80-hour weeks. The goal is to have freedom you can delegate so much of your work. And when you outsource stuff, it's usually in India because it's like a third of the cost in like North America.
Yeah.
And it's also different time zones. So if you send them work to do at 10 p.m., they're waking up at that time. So literally they can do 8 hours of work while you're sleeping. So if you have presentations for a high-end job, You literally like outsource it, and you wake up in the morning, you have a full presentation. It costs you a third of what you would have made, and they're more expert about it than you.
Yeah, I find there's a lot to say about that. Like
that
40-hour, 80-hour work week. It's a big subject, and I'm surprised that not a lot more people talk about it with the different prices of labor in different countries. But I have an interesting story. I think I've heard that a few times, but one of the guys, I think he was working for Nortel or something like that.
Okay.
What he did is he gave remote access to his computer to one of the guys in India.
Yeah.
And what he did is he gave a small cut of his pay to a guy in India with remote access to his computer, because like you said, the cost of labor there is so small compared to ours.
It's $3 or $4 an hour.
Exactly. So
Canadian.
He gave a portion of his huge salary at Nortel to this guy, and what happened is he came into work, he just sat at his computer and did something else, right, while the guy in India was working on his computer. So he did none of the work, got all of the credit, and it only cost him a fraction of his salary to outsource it to India. But eventually he got caught and he lost his job and everything, but it lasted for a long while.
That's crazy. If you're getting $80,000 a year and you're paying the guy $20,000,
$60,000 and you do nothing.
It's probably a security conflict if you work for a big company.
Yeah.
If you have your own business, I don't think it is. Like, you give someone your YouTube account, worst case, you have to recover the videos from your backup or stuff like that. But most of the people won't go out of their way to mess up your life, I find.
Yeah, I mean, if you're paying them a wage that's reasonable to them, I guess they don't really have any ill intentions. But I feel like there's a morality boundary in there that it's kind of iffy. It's kind of gray there. Getting paid for something you're not actually doing. But like you said, if it's your own business and you're sending work over to someone else that no one else would be doing anyways, I mean, is it wrong? Or
so your employee, like, it's smart to do, it's a little dirty, but it's like still smart.
Yeah.
And like half of these countries in third world countries, they don't have minimum wage. So if they'd be working for $1 an hour harvesting potatoes, they're more than happy to work for $3 an hour. For them, they can live in luxury because the cost of living is so cheap.
Yeah.
So I find like I'm doing them a favor and I'm getting more in return.
I mean, if you look at it that way, it's better to work for a small wage than not have any kind of revenue at all.
Exactly.
For sure. But I mean, I feel like everyone should be on an equal playing field, right? It should be the same for everyone, but that comes with another set of problems, and gets complicated at some point.
I think I made a list of my 3 favorite books all time to recommend to people, and I think 4 Hour Workweek was number 3.
Oh, okay.
So
I've heard a lot about that book.
If you guys want to read it?
Yeah,
it was made like 10 or 20 years ago, but books like that, like bestsellers, are usually updated every few years. To like have relevant stuff with the online stuff we have now. And
I mean, if they're valid information, they're gonna be updated for a long while.
Oh yeah, it's a good book.
Yeah.
Today I watched a video. So the tallest building in the world is the Burj Khalifa, or whatever the new name is, in Dubai. The second one is the Shanghai Tower.
Okay.
And I learned that in the Shanghai Tower, there's double-decker elevators.
What?
Do you believe that?
How do people get on? There's stairs to get to the elevator?
Imagine, I don't get it. You board from floor 0 and floor 1. I've never thought that was possible.
You know what? It makes sense.
I've never thought about that. For buses, yeah. Elevators, I never thought about it.
But if people... there must be some kind of system I'm not getting there, but if people on the bottom want to go to floor 1, 2, 3, and the people on top want to go to floor 1, 2, 3 as well, I mean,
they're on the wrong floor.
Yeah, but there must be something where the top only stops on even levels, the bottom only stops on.
So how it works, actually, I watched like the engineering behind it.
Yeah,
and the problem is that with big buildings, if there's 5 people, you're gonna have to stop at like so many floors, and like if people want to start going down, it's so confusing.
Yeah.
So how these elevators work, it goes to like there's the main big elevators that goes to like every 8th floor. So at floor 8, it goes directly to floor 8, and then the next one directly to floor 16.
Okay.
So it's like these areas of towers, and then there's local elevators. So you kind of have to transfer elevators. So like the group that lives really high, they all go up, and then there's a smaller elevator.
Oh, okay. I see. We have that on a smaller scale at our university, where certain sections of the building have different elevators that the others don't
only
reach.
for specific parts of the building.
Yeah. There's kind of one central elevator there that reaches every floor, but certain sections of the building have some elevators just for 2-3 floors or something like that. But yeah,
and it also turned out to be the fastest elevator in the world. It does like 160 floors in 55 seconds, which is crazy.
I mean, if you only have to stop at every 8th floor,
so like one elevator is programmed to go only 1 to 48.
Yeah,
so you can go full speed all the way. It's crazy. That's like 2-3 floors per second.
You have room to accelerate and decelerate.
I find that so cool. The more you know.
The more you know.
That was pretty cool. Do you have any good jokes?
That's a podcasting mistake. You don't ask someone on the fly to tell a joke because it never ends well.
You don't go up to a comedian and ask them for a joke?
No. That's even worse.
Okay, I won't do that.
They're off. That's like asking a policeman to search you when you see them at the mall. You don't do that.
You don't talk to them. Avoid the cringe.
Avoid.
Oh, we didn't have any cringe moments today.
Oh, you're gonna listen back to the footage and you're gonna find some cringe moments.
Editing it. Okay, perfect.
Yeah. No, there's no shortage of that.
So, where do you think the world's going? 2 years from?
It's
10 years from now. 20 years from now.
I don't know. I think it's very hard to predict. It's just kind of gonna happen. Gonna be 10 years later, and you're gonna be underwhelmed. But I think technology will surprise us for sure. I mean, the AI stuff that we're gonna have in 10 years is gonna be ridiculous, and we won't even see it coming. Like our phones will be doing incredible stuff, predicting
so many
stuff,
things.
unthinkable stuff. Yeah, that. I don't know. I think life is going to change a little in terms of a lot of stuff will be automated. A lot of the tasks we do with our phones right now, I think a lot of it will be automated a lot quicker. But and it's going to be crazy.
I find that for predicting the future, like 1 to 3 years is like doable somewhat accurately. But 10 years from now, like where we were 10 years ago in 2009, did you think we would get where we are today?
No.
Like, I find it crazy. In 10 years, that's like half your life, and it's changed completely. It's not what you expected at all.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited.
It only takes a handful of big events to change the course, right?
Like the iPhone was huge. Changed
one. I mean, that was, I'd say 2, 3, 4 years maybe. And now we all have a phone in our pockets, right? It's everywhere. Insane. If you don't have a phone, you have to live a little differently nowadays. I mean, it's fine, but the world in 2019 in North America is for sure oriented around the fact that we all have phones, right?
Yeah, without a phone, you can't Uber, you can't call friends. When you're lost, it's crazy.
Yeah, so that's true. Just if we take the iPhone as an example. 2007, and then a few years later, everything changed, right?
I'm gonna have to read the Steve Jobs book too. I have like 2
it's great. Yeah, it's great. He's crazy though.
I love autobiographies. But that's gonna wrap it up for today. Do you have any shout-outs you want to give other than your mom?
My dad. Your mom?
Roasted. No Instagram, YouTube, Twitters.
Nah. I like to keep it low key.
Private. There you go. Keeping your kids secure.
Yeah. My what? What?
Can't talk about that yet.
No kids.
That was Alex.
Censor that.
You guys, make sure you comment down. No, we can't comment yet. I have to make a Twitter. I'll make a Twitter. You guys are gonna comment who you prefer the most on the podcast.
Ooh,
and then when I have someone back, I'll reveal the ranking to see how much people like them.
That's gonna be interesting to see.
Thanks for watching the 1%. We'll see you guys next week. Goodbye.
See ya.
Thanks for listening to the 1%.